We'll do is crack straight into it. Now, Mr. Trotter, already we've chatted for like 10-15 minutes. I've already laughed myself silly with you. I am excited to see where this goes. I never know where this is going to go. There's some people that I prep questions for, and there's some people I don't, and you're one of them. So we're going to allow this conversation to flow and to just allow it to go where it needs to go. So quick introduction. My name is Tanae Smith. I'm the founder and director of Light Up Online Consultancy. I help businesses create a brand story and a message to expand online. So that's a short snippet of me, but Mr. Trotter, it's all about you. I actually want to know, introduce yourself and tell the community, your group and my group, why do you do what you do, and what you do and why you do what you do.
Hello, good morning from Amsterdam to Australia. It's a bit later at your end, of course. But yeah, so my name is Harry Trotter, as I said, thanks so much. And I'm supporting people, guiding people, let's say, to reconnect with their true identity, their true sexuality, their true confidence or inner rest, if you will. So I call myself a cycle breaker because I think so many people have baggage from the past where they keep on going with, and which doesn't belong to them anymore. So I'm helping those people to really take distance from that and to really live their full potential.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to go there. Cycle breaker. I like it. Talk more about that. What do you mean cycle breaker?
I think we all are born in a family. We're all made of love, let's say. And we grew up in a kind of frame. We choose a direction in life, and we believe that that's the only direction we have, because that's how mostly we are raised. And at later stage in life, you realize that you have different values, beliefs, maybe gifts you never used, but there is always a thing holding you back, those thoughts from the past, the way you've been educated, the way your parents or the people around you see life, which might not be your way of seeing life. So once you detach yourself from those false beliefs, I dare to say, those thoughts of I need to do this and I can't do this, but this is my happiness, or I need to please others, but the only thing I do is being unhappy because of that, and I need to please myself. So once you really put yourself first and your own way of seeing life, your own passion, your own excitement, let's say, your own nakedness, your own authenticness, if you put this at first, from the very first moment, well, then you become better with yourself. You become more embracive to yourself. You love yourself more and you enjoy life more. So this is so important, to break those cycles, which might be things that might have been into your brain forever, because this is how you've been raised up. This is how you might have been conditioned, I dare to say. And it's so important to overview those things and to go over those cycles so that you can live a truthful life.
Oh, that's more impactful than I expected. So let's say, for example, I love everything you said. I think personally my journey started exactly like that. Like when I stepped into doing business was the first time that I started breaking cycles. And it wasn't because I wanted to, but I had to, because of the business I wanted and the life that I wanted for myself. So if we're speaking to our community, which are entrepreneurs, business owners, and also those that either in a workforce or now looking for work, how can you put yourself first when there's so much demand, and we're here to we're here to serve the world, and we feel this? How do we put ourselves first?
Well, that's a good point. If you as an entrepreneur, as what you do today, or if we don't put ourselves first, I wouldn't be talking to you here right now, because we need, as people, whatever you do in life, you need to reassess and rest and refuel yourself. And many coaches, they get into some setback themselves because they give so much energy, so much value to others without refueling themselves. I don't even talk in a value in a financial way. No, it's just based on energy, being able to share what you need to share and to focus on what you need to do. Because so many people, they're so eager to help everyone, and that's fine. But the saying says you're not going to save the world, even though you would love to save the world. I think no one can save the world. What you need to do is to start with yourself, is to save yourself. And this is why you created this business, because you started with yourself. You thought about yourself. Okay, I'm doing this right now, but what do I really want to do? What am I really good at? What will really passion me? And when I talk to you tonight, I always see that passion. And this is why people go for you, because what you say comes over as truthfully, as real, as passionate. And yes, you're making a living out of it, but that's more than normal. But at the end of the day, if you don't fuel yourself, if you don't put yourself first, or anyone who's watching this video, well, you won't be able to share your values, to share your true meaning you have to share here in the world. So that's what it is. Yeah.
Love it. Can I ask an experience? Because I can think of myself, and I know when business doesn't work is when I don't put myself first. I think even when we started connecting, you were watching my veggie garden. So, it's funny, but it's simple things like that, how I put myself first, especially with this motion of coronavirus and being locked down and isolated, losing jobs and people dying. So I think it is, would you agree, important now to put ourselves forward more than ever?
Yeah, totally. I think whatever happens at some point, in the beginning, there's a lot of fear coming over because we do not know much about this virus. It's first called Corona. People were laughing with it because it was of the brand of the beer. No, it's COVID-19. Yeah. It's involving the whole, I mean, you need to know right now, in this current day and age, on this moment right now, half of the world population is a kind of lockdown, from India to Australia, New Zealand, to Europe, to the States, to South America, to South Africa also. It's insane. And in the beginning, what do people do when they can't handle a situation? They laugh, they see the humor in it, and they say, oh, it's far away from me, it's not going to reach me, it's not my problem. But then it came over to their continent, to their country eventually. So I think many people have always been aware of, okay, what I need to do is to put myself first. But this right now, as you said, is for so many people, for you and I as well, it's a reminder to really see this as an opportunity and not as what if. Yes, unfortunately, many people lose their lives, many people die, but this is really a moment to say, okay, am I happy in the current situation I am, in terms of the relationships I have, the job I'm in, the way I see myself, the way I treat myself, and most of all, the way I treat my health? Because you might have all the money in the world, you might have a great job status or job title, you might have an ego from here to Tokyo, but at the end of the day, what will save you is your health, because this virus is not making this a distinction, is it?
Yeah. So I guess that's one tip moving forward, is to look after your health.
All the way. I mean, you can't do much. I mean, if something happens, it happens, but you did at least everything you could to prevent that. And this gives you some inner rest, I guess.
I also want to take us back a step as well, from when we first connected. And I said to you in that 2 minutes when we had to chat, I was like, when was it when we first did our first live and you launched your book? Now, if those that don't know, Harry Trotter is an author, which your book is Grabbing Life by the Balls. Is that right? Yeah, love it. Go on, let's have a sneak peek. I love it.
So the book is really much a universal story on how to turn your fears into powers, and it's based on 4 topics we can all relate, which is first, relationships and family, right? Identity and sexuality, yes. 3 is being confident and leaving those negative voices behind, and 4 is what we all need right now, is your health and inner rest. So this journey, ladies and gentlemen, is based on those 4 pillars. It's written with a lot of humor. It's written with a lot of self-mockery. I'm pointing at myself. I'm not trying to teach, but I'm trying to express. And that's why so far, I think 1,100 people grabbed a copy since January, because when Tanai and I connected, it was the campaign, but now the book is officially out there. So you can have a look on Amazon, on ball.com, on Goodreads. There's an audiobook as well, so you could, I could share the link later on. You could listen to this book for 11 hours. I voice over it myself because I think this is the best way to express a message. And so it's pretty hilarious.
Wow.
There's moments of laughter and some moments of a bit crying, eh?
I love it. Mr. Trotter, from when we first connected last year in May, your campaign went through. Now, share that story, because I know there was a goal in mind and it
Yeah,
was crazy. I remember you telling that story where you had to meet certain target, and those that were publishing the book were quite surprised on the results you got with what you did.
exactly. So
Share.
as most things in life, you know, if you want to grab something, if you want to go for it, you need to look at the different options. So what did I do? Back in the days, the book wasn't even out yet, and this book was actually a little booklet I put on Medium for $3-4 back in the days, 3-4 years ago, and a guy actually bought it, and he came back to me 2 years later when the book was still not out there and said, Harry, your book really helped me. I'm really living my truth. I explained many things to my parents because your story really affected me. And it was so similar. And the guy made me understand that I had to write the book for real in a naked way, more open way. So I did this. And then I found a partner to publish the book. In that sense, I found a agency, which is an agency who helps authors or writers to find a publisher. This place or this agency is called a Publishizer, and the aim was to have 100 people on board to invest in a book prior the book was out. But then I reached 100, 200, 250, and they were pretty surprised because they're like, wow, this is let's say, this is not a self-help, it's not a typical book which is basic and 5 steps. No, it's pretty naked, it's pretty raw, it's pretty in your face, in my face as well. It's an biography, I would say, with a self-help twist in the end, because I give many tips away about how to live your truth and how to grab life by the balls and how to overcome those four pillars I just explained earlier.
Yeah.
And people want to know what's in for them in a book. When you read a book, people want to know, okay, good and well, I love your story, dude, but who cares in the end? What's in for me? And this is exactly how this book works, because there's so many questions. And you as a reader, you might be like, oh, but this could be me. And you think deeper in your own language, your own life. And this is so important. So this is how this book journey came together, actually. And then I promoted it my own way, like I do now. And many people grabbed a copy, and many people came back to me and said, hey, I like your book. I want to connect with you. What do you do for in your business? And I explained then the whole concept of the Cycle Breaker, because I created a platform called the Cycle Breaker Foundation. And if you see here at the back of the book, there is written the Cycle Breaker Foundation. Indeed.
I love it. Can I just do a quick recap of all of that? Because
Sure.
I just enjoy you so much. You're so funny. So, Mr. Trotter, this is how you started, and correct me when I'm wrong. And for those that are listening who are entrepreneurs and business owners, and I can really resonate with this, your first step was to put out a mini book, which was what, €3? Did you say
Oh,
three,
no,
four?
let's say it was $3-4, because the guy who purchased it was in Canada. I never met the guy, but I just put it out on Medium. This is a platform
Yeah.
to express writings and stuff. Yeah.
I love that. So step one was just to put something out. Step two was to then collaborate with, well, actually, no, step two was actually the impact someone had on you as you had on them.
Exactly. The belief that what you bring out as an entrepreneur is needed, and that that even if one person can benefit from it, it's all right. The guy who grabbed the book in the beginning, he's at the beginning of the book, because I dedicate this book to him, because he was, for me, my catalyzer, if I may say so. So he made me understand, okay, excuse me for the term, but fuck me, this book is needed. It's needed.
Yes.
And as an entrepreneur, you might think, oh, my business is not going to work because no one cares. And no, you just need to find the right people, because, oh yes, your business is needed. Oh yes, your gifts are needed. Oh yes, your mission has to be alive and this forever.
Oh, there's a question that I ask most people, and it's, what is one shift and change you want to see in the world that you can add value to? And I feel that's what has just happened with you. Like, you've just been like, people need this, and it was one person to shift the way that you showed up.
Yeah.
I love that. So step one was the mini project. Step two was basically the reaffirmation that it's in you. It's the belief. And then step three was the collaboration with actually following through and producing the service.
Exactly, which wasn't easy, but I'll give this away to your listeners and the people who are watching right now. Don't let yourself push away by people who say, because when you're really dedicated and really excited about a business you want to create, or a book you want to write, or a song you want to create, or a song you want to record, or dancing schools, or being an artist whatsoever, an entrepreneur as it is, many people will be like, oh, but you sure? I mean, is it going to work? Why would you write a book? No one's going to read it. Why would you write a song? I mean, no one is going to be interested in listening to it. I mean, why would you create a new business? Don't you like your new job? Many people live in a place of fear, but that place of fear they see as a comfort zone, but it's not a comfort zone. It's a zone of, I do not know anything else. And you do know much else.
I love that. And then after step three, the collaboration with the publisher to get the book out, step four was really just the community to support.
Yeah, step four was the most, I would say, the most engaging, but also the most difficult one, because when you bring something out, there's always many will love, many will hate, and I always take this on board. This is great because you don't bring things out to please everyone. You need to remember that. If you bring something out to please everyone, it means that you can't distinguish yourself from others. And if you're trying to bring something out to please everyone, it means that you're not close enough to what you truly want to bring out. Because if you truly want to bring out what you want to bring out, it's not going to please everyone, and that's fine. But many people are scared of being dismissed, of rejection. But this is the whole point. This book is against feeling bad about rejection. It's against feeling lonely in those days of self-isolation, because all you need is you. And this is what this book really teaches you and touches you about.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're all in isolation. I know here in New Zealand we're actually in lockdown, so we can't leave the house. Australia, parts are isolated and parts are open to still roam. However, brings us to the point where we have so much time on our hands. And I feel, and I just want to make this just quick note with the conscious shift that's going on what I feel is teaching us is that family and what is most important to us is now priority to figure out who we are, what we want, and who we're showing up to be. So, right?
I love what you said. I can agree more. There's
Okay.
even one thing I would add on, but go ahead.
Add it on. Put the cherry on top.
I love the fact you say, okay, who am I? Where do I stand? Family is important, let's say. To some, it's a bit on a distance, but still important. But I think that the crucial point right now is, even with you nicely said, hey, Harry, let's connect. I would like to have a talk and a live video about a message of hope for entrepreneurs, what they can do in those days and those times, and how we can share thoughts about what's actually happening. Because let's be honest, let's hope this is once in a lifetime kind of experience, this whole COVID journey, even though it will probably come back every year. But we will be prepared. We will know what's going on. We will have a vaccine. There will be medication. But the thing is, we're in self-isolation. But this is a moment for people to really think, okay, who do I want to give my energy to for real? Like, I'm happy to give my energy to you. You're happy to give my energy to me. Not in the sake of, oh yeah, I want to go live and just talk. No, because we see the value in each other as people. And this is what connects us. People, entrepreneurs, artists, singers, all good and well, label. At the end of the day, we're only people, and we want to connect since we cannot touch each other physically any longer. And that was very Australian, by the way. And the thing is, the thing is that when you really start going deeper with yourself, and people text you maybe a bit more than before, because people are more on their phones or social media, they're in self-isolation, they ask how you are. You really think, okay, those people I give energy, those I don't. Why? Because right now you see through the whole purpose why people connect with you. If they really ask, hey, how are you doing? I think about you. Some other people are maybe texting you maybe in a different way. And those people I let go of right now. And this is a big thing for me. And I think for many people, because you get close to yourself, you have all the quietness in the world, you have no hidden agenda, you need no confirmation, you need no validation, you need no attention from people because you're just by yourself. So you really
Yeah.
figure out, okay, what do I want right now?
Agree. You know, on this live, this is probably the first time that I've done my hair and makeup in a couple of weeks because there's no one here. But Mr. Trotter, I think you forgot to do your hair.
No, I just want to be honest, frankly naked. I just came out of bed. I had a quick shower and here I am.
And I appreciate your time, Mister. I love you. So for those that are at home, where I was leading to this point was what or where can people start to start this like self evolution to who they are, what they want, and what's most important, especially for business. And I'll quickly touch on those entrepreneurs in business that now have to shut doors. How can you pivot your business to then affect and serve others? And so my question to you is, how will people start delving into that? How did the door start opening to opportunities and possibilities? What questions should they ask themselves?
I love the question. I think prior asking yourself the questions, you need to be in a place where you can totally shut down yourself from the outer world, because it all happens inner world, right? What's important is inner. And this is a first step without even knowing it. Many people might not be aware of it, but based on the fact they're just on their own or with their family or with their lover right now, they are focusing more on the inner world because they don't have any contact with anyone. And I think, as I say, at the Cycle Break Foundation, there's 5 major points to invest to look into, let's say. So the first point is to identify yourself, to identify who you truly are, because maybe right now you're having an identity on yourself which has been stuck on your face by people and your parents or your family or your job colleagues who, you're this guy because this is what we see from you, but your true identity is what's in yourself. And this is the moment right now to go deeper in that identity is what is really in you. It's not what people can see. It's not what you give away to people, because probably you don't show your full self to people, and that's okay. That's a coping mechanism. But now is the moment to really see, okay, I've got an idea, I've got a passport, but oh fuck, no, this is not me. Who am I really? So now it's a moment to really dive deeper into what your identity, and only you can give identity, that name to yourself. Because once you identify yourself, this is the process to your identity. If you don't take the time to identify yourself, you'll never know who you truly are in terms of your identity. And let me tell you this, your identity is not your job title or your sexual orientation. It's how you treat yourself. It's how you treat your others. It's how you see yourself. It's how you put your true beliefs, your true assets, your true powers in front, and you say, okay, this is me and this is what I'm good at. That's point number 1. So to identify yourself.
So number 1, a good question to ask yourself is, how do I treat myself and how do I treat others?
Exactly.
I like that.
Of course, because if you don't treat yourself well in self-isolation, excuse me for the term, you're going to go down as quicksand. You're going to be like, okay, I have nothing to do right now. I don't know who I am. I need people to have around me all the time, and I don't know how to take care of myself. So if you don't treat yourself well right now, well, then you're totally done. Because no one's going to do it for you, right?
Yeah, right. And we're all isolated and no one can actually acknowledge and fill that bucket. We have to do it ourselves.
Exactly.
Wow, there's going to be so many wake-up calls within the next 4 to 8 weeks with people in the no wonder there's just so much consciousness going on, so much change.
Of course. So if you identify yourself always by being with others and how others identify yourself, all good and well, but right now there's no one around, and you need to go deeper if you really want to go to your core. And it's so important to identify who you truly are. And many people might be like, think it's scary, and it is, but once you really go to that core, you're aligned with who you truly are, and you feel better. Your body feels better. The way you express yourself feels more authentic, more realer, because you're closer to your heart.
So if I was to ask you, Mr. Trotter, how do you treat other people? And if you were to give us an example, just so someone can get started.
I love that. I love that. I'm nothing special, first of all. Let me put this first. I'm just a human being like you and I.
Yeah, love it.
I'm very expressive.
Love the
Uh,
humility.
and I've learned to treat myself well by many trial and errors and terrors, I call them. Um, the way to treat yourself and others, it's not always easy, but it took some exercise, and I'm pretty okay with it right now, I guess. I think when you give away certain energy, like you do, like I do, like everyone does, good or bad, people come back to you or not. But when people come back to you, it's for a reason. It's that they like to be in your company. Of course, some people will try to take that energy away.
Yeah,
They're energy drainers, let's say.
yeah.
Others will give. Others will be aligned with your energy and see like, oh, I can relate to you. I feel good in your company. I don't want anything from you, but I like to be around you. So those are the ones you really want to invest in. And to answer your question and to go to your question, how do you treat others? I always treat everyone. I say everyone as much as I can, and it's in my power, with kindness, because many people will see this as being naive and being dumb and being stupid. But I don't higher up my voice anymore when I'm angry. I don't easily get angry, actually, because the moment you get angry, frustrated, bitter, pointing at others, it takes you so much energy. It doesn't move you forward. Instead, it lowers you to that level that other person want to bring you, want to take you. Some people take energy. I said those people might unconsciously drag you a bit down, and that's fine. And the only thing you can do is to stay friendly from a distance and then to leave with a smile. And this is how you don't lose so much energy. And this is how you treat yourself, by say, okay, I've got the answer
Mm.
within me. I'm going to reassess myself. I'm not going to point at the other. I'm going to point to me. How do I going to deal with that situation? How do I going to take on board this reaction of this man or this woman? And this gives you so much inner rest, because if you give away your bitterness, rah, 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 that's fine. You need to do that from time to time. But if you do that every single day, oof, you're suffocating. Like, okay, I'm not me anymore. And you can do much better.
Yeah.
You can give the good in people, I'm sure. Not you and I, but just people in general, of course.
Yeah, everyone. I say to people, how you give yourself respect, as in how you show up for yourself, gives others permission as well on how to show up for themselves. It's a ripple effect I see in my mind.
It is. It is.
Oh, Mr. Trotter, we've already gone 30 minutes and you're only on step one.
Do you want to hear? I could give the other 4 steps very quickly. So to recapitulate, to
Yeah.
identify yourself and to go to your identity. Second is to investigate your surroundings, your family, your past experiences in terms of lovers, to investigate the other family
Yeah.
members, to investigate people at your job, to investigate society in a whole, and to also investigate, I call them the 5 S's because that's how I teach it to people. So society, state, self, surrounding, and we have a last one, which is, yes, social media. Because I think social media is so important for you and for I.
Yeah.
But many people get influenced and are not themselves because they see so many things on social media and they try to be liked, to be liked. But we and you and us and people, and I should say you and I, apologies, we try to be real when we share, and this is what
Yeah.
social media is all about, I believe. So to be real, not to be just liked and to be like, oh, look at me, and I'm an influencer or I'm a public figure.
I love that, to be real. Okay, fantastic. Number two, number three.
Number 3, it's to individualize. What do I mean with to individualize? To understand what goes for you, what are you good with and good at, what makes you feel good, and to really think, okay, those are gifts or assets or things I'm really good at, but I've never ever use those gifts. I've never thought about it to explore more into those fields. And this is what really individualize, what makes you unique, what makes you different. This is who you truly are, which creates your personality, which creates your, let's say, your charismatic side of who you are. And I think many people don't dive into this. So I mean with this, to individualize, to really be individual as you are, as showing your personality and not holding back. So this is point number 3. Point number 4 is, it's a big word, many people know it, is to invest in yourself, to put yourself first, because many people say, oh, I need to invest in others because that's what people need to do, right? I need to invest in my friends because that's what friendship is all about. I need to invest in others to get something back out of life. This is all good and well, but if you keep on investing in others, some will appreciate, some others will grab you by the balls and suck your energy away. Excuse me for the words.
Yeah.
You will not be able to focus on yourself. So it's so important to invest in yourself first. And yes, people might think you're selfish, but let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, you don't owe anyone anything until you are able to invest in yourself. Then you will be able to give to others. But as long as you don't do this, you're not going to go anywhere. And this is a shame. But this is the moment right now. This is an invitation from the world, from Mother Nature, to invest in yourself, because you have nothing else to do right now, right?
Yeah. You owe nothing to no one.
Nothing. Nada. Zero. Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Parents? Nothing?
At some stage in life, this is a good one. My parents always said, or parents in general, oh, but for everything we've done for you, for everything. Okay, but at some point you're 5 years old, you're 12 years old, you're 18, you're 20, you're 30. And if your parents above you tell you for everything we've done for you, this is from their end, consciously or unconsciously, giving you a lot of guilt. And what does guilt do with people? Exactly. It makes you feel pressurized. It makes you feel bad. So if your parents really care about you, they will not say, for everything we've done for you. One, they will rephrase it differently. And if they really love you, they let go. They let go for you. And they wish you all the best. They will be there for you. But you're not in this world. You're not born to take care of your parents. Yes, people say, oh, when they get older. Yes. But if you had a hard time to find yourself, to be truthful to yourself, and to give energy to yourself, you took distance from those people. Even though they gave you life, they did not fully manufacture you. Because let me tell you this, you manufactured yourself. You grabbed life by the balls. You gave that direction to yourself. You want it. And you are you because of you. This is what I want to say.
Oh, there's so much gold in that. And, I just want to double down on it. And I know we're over time.
It's all in here.
Is we owe nothing to no one. And my epiphany happened a couple of days ago when I just had this sudden thought. I was like, people don't need me. People actually don't need me. And then it just shut this ego side inside of myself. The ego just was like, the wall was down. I was like, people actually don't need me. And I just had this freedom of, what do people want?
And I love what you're saying here. I'll give you one little example so that it's clear for people at home who are watching this. Think about the following. You tell your friends, or your friends ask you for 3 times in a row, oh, tonight, I'll take your example. Oh, we're going to a party tonight, and this party has been on the maps, on the grabs, on the agenda for weeks, and they're like, oh, tonight, we're looking forward for having you around at the party. You need to come, and you are happy to come, but you feel like pressurized that your friends, in a good way, want to see you, and you're like, okay, should I go? Should I not go? And at some point, which happened to many people, you might go to a party for yourself. Think about it. If you go to the party, your friends are going to have a great time. If you don't go to the party, your friends are going to have a good time as well. People always say, oh, you need to come for what? You need to go for your own feeling, because if you're there or not, I'll take it for myself. If I'm there at a party or not, and if I decide to stay home last minute, that's my feeling and that's my right. And if people say, oh, but you didn't come, you promised you would come, they will still have a great time, because there's so many people. If their happiness is based on you, that's beautiful and all, but it says something. If you go to a party just for yourself and you see what comes, and you see a friend because you want to go, that's a better understanding of going to someone, because instead of thinking, I need to go because people are expecting me, bullshit. bullshit. Honestly. Oh, I'm expected. I need to go. People are gonna put the
Oh.
red carpets. Oh, they're gonna proclaim my name to the microphone. God, ego. I need to go. Oh, I'm so amazing. Bullshit.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh. And that just to me, that strips down the fact that we're all humans. We all breathe the same air and we're all just I love that.
and point number 5, before I forget,
Yes.
is to interconnect the 4 bits we just spoke about. So to identify, to investigate, to individualize, to invest, and then to interconnect is to interconnect those 4 bits together with yourself. Here we are.
I love it. I love it. Okay, Mr. Trotter, thank you so much. You've given me so much gold and fun and laughter, and I knew it was going to be magical. I want to ask you one last question so that just to give you a quick wrap up. First of all, if people want to find you and follow you and support you, where do people go?
Thanks so much for that tonight. People can go on just easy. Oops, my paper fell down. They can go on Facebook looking for Harry Trotter, just my name, Harry Trotter. And within there, I've got a page where I share what I do. I've got a closed group if people are joining the Sacre Break Foundation. And to make things easy, you can also find me on Instagram. My name is I'm Harry Trotter again. So I am Harry Trotter. Like this, you can't miss it, the way you spell it. And then you can also go on my website, iamharrytrotter.com, where I give away tips and tricks and the different kind of online journeys and courses I offer. So yeah.
Love it. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have all taken note because I watch you on social media and you make me laugh and smile with the books covering the bits and everything else and your truth. Like it's just so gold and it's so refreshing to read as well.
It's important to be yourself in front of the camera. This is my big message, and you're doing this all the time as well, which I love.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Trotter, if you were to see one major shift happen in the world for something to be taken out, like a problem to be solved, what would it be?
I love the question, and I think my answer, without a doubt, is directly in my brain. It's to take away the fear many people live in, because I think you and I, we all have fears. People in general all have fears, but the way to overcome your fears is to tell yourself that there is an outcome, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I think many people live in a feared way of what gonna people think about me. But with this whole corona crisis going on, many people are even more feared to approach another, because it's not about them and how people will see them, but it's to physically being touched and or maybe I will be contaminated or whatsoever. And I think in life, and this is my big word, which I literally write at the end of the book, whatever happened to you, you can heal from anything that happened to you. Whatever happened to you, you can overcome that fear. And let me tell you this, the worst thing in life is to live a life with regrets, because if you have lived a fulfilled life, you will die with a smile on your face. That's what
I love you, Mr. Trotter. Oh, yeah, let's wrap this up because I know we're over time, but I want to love you and thank you. And you have just been gold, and I've really enjoyed being with you on this call. And I know we're from like New Zealand to Amsterdam, but I still love it. Okay, Mr. Trotter, I'll speak to you soon, and be good and be safe.
You too. Thanks so much for the opportunity. Thanks so much for watching, and talk to you soon. And thanks again. Bye tonight.
Bye.